Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It's your guy, Boulanger. Up next in this video, we're going to be talking about NFL draft quarterback news and how that news could impact the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Do me a quick favor, man, before we get started. Hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can keep getting new content as we upload new videos. Let's go. All right. Now, this is one of those videos you're going to have to follow pretty close because it's a lot of news and a lot of moving parts. All right. So I'm going to do my best to explain. So coming into this NFL offseason, I think that there were 5 quarterback needy teams. Okay. Those teams were the Carolina Panthers, the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the New York Jets, and the New Orleans Saints. Okay. The Saints took their name out of that category by signing Derek Carr. Carolina moved up to number 1. Houston is slotted at number 2. The Jets are pursuing Aaron Rodgers, so you could basically take them off the board. And so now you just have those other 3. Okay. So Carolina, the Colts, Houston. But we have to add the Baltimore Ravens to that because if Tyler Huntley is your only option right now, you need a quarterback. Okay. So there's 4 teams in need of an impact at the quarterback position. All right. Now, we understood that there were 4 quarterbacks who was expected to go in the first round. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis. Okay. As of late, according to rumors and some articles that I've read, Hendon Hooker has supposedly jumped 2 of those quarterbacks and put himself in the number 3 spot. All right. Now, this article that I read did not mention or identify which quarterbacks he had jumped over, just that he had put himself in the number 3 spot. All right. So now instead of a top 4, we have a top 5. Okay. And what that means ultimately is that there is a surplus of quarterback talent and not as many teams that will need a quarterback. All right. Now, some teams that need a quarterback have a roster that's ready to win now, and some teams do not. Okay. But nevertheless, the Carolina Panthers are now expected to take Bryce Young at the number 1 pick. All right. Bryce Young does have all the talent, big arm, accurate, good with his feet, can escape, can throw the ball on the move, can move the pocket. I mean, there's nothing he can't do. His biggest knock is that he was only 5'10". Okay. And that ain't going to change between now and Thursday. So if they take him, then good for the Carolina Panthers. All right. And so, but there's an article that came out over the weekend that an NFL executive called CJ Stroud a bust and undraftable. And so those are some harsh words for a guy who has not been picked yet and for a guy who has performed well in college and at the combine. But when you get into the article, it talks about the history of Ohio State quarterbacks not performing in the NFL. But then it also gets into some CJ Stroud character issues, which I was not aware of prior to this article. Brady Quinn, NFL quarterback, former NFL quarterback turned analyst, makes the CJ Stroud character issue statement. Okay, so this may be the cause of CJ Stroud's potential slide. Okay, now personally, I don't think he slides that far. All right, but let's look at the top of the draft. Okay, if Carolina takes Bryce Young, Houston has made a proclamation that they are not taking a quarterback at number 2. So let's say they go with Will Anderson. Arizona has been rumored to trade out of the number 3 spot, probably for a team coming to get a quarterback. Don't know who that would be. Maybe Indianapolis moves up 1 spot. I don't know. But Indianapolis is rumored to be leaning towards Will Levis. The Seattle Seahawks at number 5 has been rumored to be targeting Anthony Richardson. Now, everything that I'm saying is attached to an article that I read, documented between Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, and CBS Sports, I believe. Okay, so that would be 3 quarterbacks gone in the first 5 picks. Now that leaves 2 of your top talents still on the board. Okay, well, Vegas went out and got Jimmy G. Doesn't mean they won't take a quarterback, but I don't think they would. They will. Atlanta is expected to be high on Desmond Ridder. Chicago has a quarterback. So these 2 quarterbacks could certainly slide out of the top 10 if these rumors are accurate. Okay. Now, for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, there's an article that was released yesterday, and I can't remember what. I think it might have been Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report, I think, released an article yesterday that said that the Baltimore Ravens are hopeful. Listen to what I'm saying. Hopeful that a long-term deal is done before the NFL draft, which is something I've said continuously, that the Ravens could not go into the draft without a quarterback signed. And even though Huntley is expected to sign today, Monday, they cannot put all their eggs in the Tyler Huntley basket. All right. And so I think that that's part of the reason why, if this article's true, that's why there is hopefulness that they can get something done before the draft, because I think it creates an urgency. And I think it creates an urgency because if they don't have Lamar Jackson signed before the draft and these quarterbacks are sliding, that adds pressure to them to make a decision on if they take one of the quarterbacks that are available at number 22. See, because if you don't have Lamar, right, and if you're trying to negotiate this week and things don't seem close, would they make a decision to move forward with the quarterback at number 22? You see, because now that there's more quarterback talent than teams that need a quarterback. Well, you may be saying, well, Houston didn't take a quarterback yet. Well, let me introduce the rumors about Trey Lance. Trey Lance is expected to be available out of San Francisco. Now, that doesn't mean he will be traded, but he's expected to be available, right? Well, the link between San Francisco and Houston is that D'Amico Ryans is the former defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. So now he would know Trey Lance very well. That may be part of the reason why Houston is not taking a quarterback at number 2 or number 13, where they are expected to take wide receiver Njigba. Okay, so now you got these 2 quarterbacks potentially on the board at number 22, right? If Lamar Jackson isn't signed, what do the Baltimore Ravens do? You see the added pressure? You see why there would be urgency to get a deal done for Lamar Jackson before the draft? See, it takes some of that pressure on what to do off the board. Plus, quarterback needy teams who may have been interested in Lamar Jackson, they now have a rookie option that they may not have had before. See, because prior to this news coming out about a C.J. Stroud slide and Hendon Hooker moving up, you only had 4, and those 4 was expected to be gone within the top 10. But now that there seems to be some shaking up in the draft, 2 quarterbacks slide out of the top 10. You don't know how far they fall, right? If Baltimore is a quarterback needy team, that adds some pressure to take one of those quarterbacks. See, because Baltimore can't say, well, we're certain that Lamar Jackson will get done. They've been certain for a long time, right? They've been trying for a long time. Also, there is no guarantee that Lamar Jackson signs the franchise tag and plays on it. So the pressure for Baltimore to take a quarterback at number 22 would be increased if this slide happens and if there is no deal done for Lamar Jackson, right? Because if Indianapolis, who's had probably the most buzz around Lamar Jackson, uh, a little bit, okay, but the most buzz, if they take a quarterback at 4 because they now have more options, then Indianapolis is out. If Houston's not taking a quarterback but could be linked to Trey Lance, then Houston would be out. Okay. Now you begin to look around, you'd be like, wow, where's the landing spot? Well, the only landing spot who may need a quarterback would be the San Francisco 49ers, the same team expected to be trying to move on from Trey Lance. This thing has gotten real messy, real confusing. And so, man, I'm excited about this week. I'm excited to talk about the potential of what may or may not happen. I believe that there's going to be a lot of draft night trades. We're going to do some draft night trades video on Wednesday, right before the draft, and we're probably going to be live on draft night in some kind of capacity. So I'm super, super excited, man. Let me know what you think about the news. The Bryce Young going number 1, CJ Stroud potential slide, Will Levis uh, to the Indianapolis Colts, Seattle targeting Anthony Richardson. Tell me what you think about that. And if there's 2 quarterbacks available of that new top 5 and Lamar's not signed, do you think the Baltimore Ravens take a quarterback? I think the potential is very, very high. When I say high, I'm talking about 50-50, because you still got a guy who is unlike anybody in this draft still available. So let me know what you guys want me to know, man. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.